Okay, I'm here. Just gonna give it a couple moments. Give it a couple moments. Let somebody else get in here, and then I'll go here in a moment when I'm ready. But anyhow, it's another week, huh? Days seem to travel by pretty quick. Before I know it, here I am again. But anyhow, I guess I'll get started with where I want to go here. Okay. Tonight I'm going to mix things up a bit like I normally always do. Okay. And depending if we have anybody come to the show, of course, depends on how long I'll be here. Of course, all that has to do play into it. But last week's show, okay, you know, the people that watched it was here and seen what happened. Okay. When I proceeded to break down the dating arena into the order how we got where we're at right now, and I gave people a breakdown that last week, and you know, and of course I got to be played with, I got to be played with like, taking my show and ripping the first hour and 15 minutes of whatever the show off to Steve Oka came into the show and making it on my side appear that you've ripped this much off. And this is what I showed everybody. They loved to monkey with me. They loved to monkey with me. Maybe I got somebody a little mad there, huh? At the top, they didn't like the way I broke it down. They don't like truth. Today's society, truth seems to hurt people. People get wounded by truth in today's world. They can't handle truth. They all yell they don't want to be lied to. They all get mad when they get lied to. Okay, and they tell you they want honesty, but when you're honest, they attack you because they also don't want truth being told to them. They don't want to acknowledge, that's what, it's just our society's completely gone. We've done lost our damn minds. You play games with me. You take subs away from me. Yeah, that's right, YouTube. You do this because you don't like the truth I spill, and I really don't care. You know, I will always spill the truth. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not going to censor myself for a bunch of idiots and criminals. Think about something. We got the invisible bug. That's right. We got the invisible bug going on. And, well, I find it awful funny how the homeless people never 6 foot distance. The homeless people never wore a mask. Couldn't shelter in. They couldn't be in house arrest because they were homeless. And they didn't die off. I wonder how that works. Yep. The homeless people didn't die off. Yeah. Anyhow, you all know by now to know enough to know that the lies are off the Richter scales. Covering up the truth is just what they do. And then, of course, you know what happened when Mr. Holker showed up last week and tried to tell me that nobody likes the TFL name. We need to drop the TFL name and go to Incel. Unfortunately, that didn't pay off to even go there with me, of course, because I wouldn't do that in a billion years. Okay, I would never go. Okay, nope, sorry, TFL's grassroots. Incel don't even have a leader because the Incel was brought to you by the elite. That's the reason I showed people the video I posted up brand new that day, brand new, just come out over in Germany, dealing with Incel. And well, of course, they had to make sure the public couldn't see that no more. I got a kick out of it though. They didn't even remove it from my channel. No, not at all. I can view it and I can see the URL to it, but you can't view it because it's blocked worldwide. Okay. Now, why would that be? Why would you block that worldwide? Well, because you don't want people seeing what I've been talking about when it comes to the incels. You don't want people knowing that the incel was an agenda. It was given to you by the elite. Problem, interaction, solution. That's right. And they've been setting this up for a while, and they don't want some guy like Bill coming along and interfering with what they're doing. Oh well. And I would hope that people did see it. Though if you didn't see it, you can go to my reply to the report that they blocked worldwide, the incel report out of Germany. As you can go to the reply video, and in the more is the actual link to that report. You'll have to set up the screen caption unless you understand German, okay, to understand it. But I think you should if you haven't seen it. The video in question is still on my channel. I can view it. You just can't, okay? Because it was blocked worldwide. I found that, okay, some more, another sense of humor there. I've been telling people, man, but how coincidentally that they should come out. And my friend from Germany, she just happened to share that with me. And then you look at what happened on last week's show. Maybe somebody was trying to send a message. Maybe somebody was trying to say, well, they don't want to believe Bill's just freaking full of them, man. You know. So, that's why I tell you, if you want to go to the incel community, you want to call yourself an incel, you go right on ahead. I'm not stopping you. You want to go play with fire, you go right on ahead. And I'm not going to entertain the thought of going to incel ever, ever. If people want to entertain that one day, you're going to be finding out what I was telling you. Get yourself a good speaker over there. By God, that's who they'll be targeting. And we already know who they've actually already targeted as that great speaker now, don't we? Yeah. I'll always stand to my guns on that because I know what I see. I know what I'm seeing. I literally do. I know what I'm seeing. Just like what's coming into today's society. And will we be able to stop what's going down or will we not? I would have to squander and say, I guess we probably won't stop what's going on because nobody cares. Most people don't even know what's going on. Most people think it's going back to normal. They don't want to realize there ain't going to be anything like that. No, not at all. I mean, I had doctor's appointment with my primary doctor, and I called down to the clinic, and I said, "So, you still requiring to wear the mask in order to come to an appointment?" They says, "Yep," and I says, "Well, then you can cancel that appointment." And then when I said that, they realized who I was. So the girl gal says, "Well, we'll have to figure out something to do about how we're going to deal with your medications because this mask thing is going to be in effect for a long, 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 long time." She tells me in that manner. That was going to be a very long time. That's right. Well, it probably will be a very long time, and the medical industry won't be here no more anyhow. This is what you don't realize. All of these nice little order followers in their medical establishment are about to be replaced. They sure are. And then you'll be going to Walmart to get your checkup. Don't believe me? Watch and see. You'll be going to Walmart, man. There'll be a nice little machine in there that was. And then once they get a little further along, man, that's going to be it, man. You're going to go to a machine, a robot, AI. That's going to be your new doctor. Yep, that's where we're headed. It's not that way yet, but it will be. The manosphere is all broke up just like the elite want it. They're all chasing their tails. And I'm not talking about every single one, but so many people in the manosphere are just chasing their tails. They don't want to believe the stuff I tell them, and then when I tell them the truth, they get wounded by it because it's easier for them to believe in the lie and stay right where they're at, stuck in depression, anger. Oh yes, you know all the emotions and feelings that comes along with it. But don't worry, you're gonna find out that the dating scene is the least of your worries. I would rather look a little harder at what's going on around me in the world today and recognize what you're seeing and understand that we're all in a lot of trouble. We're in deep, we're in over our heads, we're buried. We really are because, see, we're supposed to be controlling and telling the government what to do, and instead it's the other way around. And that's when you get the repeats of history. That's when you get tyranny. That's when you get what you're seeing going on, is whenever this situation has happened throughout history. See, we're supposed to be controlling the government, but we ain't been telling the government nothing in years and years and years now. They've been doing just what we want, growing bigger and bigger. And now you're witnessing everything that's coming in. No, Bill won't conform and put on the mask. Just do as you're told, slave. It'll go easier for you if you just fit in. Don't fight back. Just go along to go along. Yep, that's what I see going on there. No, Bill was not going to just put on a mask. Yeah, I'll put on a mask for a video and I'll freaking show you what I think of you. Telling people to put on a mask. Telling them to follow the orders. Listen to your government, Bill. They're going to protect you. You sure are. They're going to protect you guys the way they protected us for hundreds of years by killing you off. Because history always repeats itself. Well, they never do that in the United States. And I fall on the ground laughing at you for being so ignorantly stupid that you couldn't see it. You couldn't fight your way out of a wet paper bag made from toilet paper because you're sound asleep and blind to what's going on around you. Though I did get my kicks out of them blocking the video worldwide. Yeah. Just comes to show you, between last week's show and then what they've done with my show, and then to turn around and right behind that, though they do, they blocked this video worldwide. I thought that was pretty interesting. Why'd you do that, huh? Oh, yeah, because you didn't want people to see that Bill was telling you the truth. You don't want people to be able to recognize when they're being set up. They don't like the idea that I'm seeing through their crap. Of course I am. We ain't got much time left because nobody wants to do nothing. Everybody's waiting for somebody else to do it because they're sure not going to. Or they're saying, what can we do about it? They got every excuse out of the playbook of excuses. You know, that book of excuses you keep under your bed that has an excuse for every damn cop out you ever made in your life? That's right. There's an excuse for everything on that book. For everything. That way you ain't got to get involved. You don't got to take any responsibility, but you can whine when your life's destroyed, huh? Well, at that point, you got no reason to whine when your life's destroyed, and I'll laugh at you when you're whining, okay? That's how I feel about people like this. I'll just laugh at you while you're suffering and whining about it because you've been being told, over and over and over what's going on, and then you just obliviously go along with it, man. And I'm not going to go put on a mask for no clinics. I mean, you don't realize these are Nazis? Come on, let's get this straight. See, there's a hospital right across the street that's loaded with Nazis. And there's a medical clinic that's loaded with Nazis. You're going to say, well, how can I call these people that are medical workers Nazis? It's simple. They know already because it's even in their own medical websites that the masks are not good for your health. Okay, they know this to be true themselves. And recently, if you've been washing and switching bait, now they're trying to tell you to get that plastic shield. That's even more safer yet. Yeah, they're flipping it up. Okay, and you won't be able to fit around and touch your eyes and blah 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 blah. I guess what? I'm not doing that neither because that's called conforming to a lie. That's called following your orders, slaves. Yeah, nobody's got no evidence that this invisible thing is even real, let alone if it is. Nobody's ever concretely proved a damn thing from day one. But what can be proven is that the mask thing was always a complete lie. What can be proven is this was known about 30 years ago, for the year 2020. What a quinky dink. 30 years ago it was told. It's been foretold for a long time for the year 2020. And then when 2020 gets here, wham, there it is. Oh no, it must be real. Wow. Unbelievable. So I don't know, man. Now we got Uncle Algorithm watching everything we do. We got censorship up the tilt. Of course, let's just shut up the truth because that's what we got to do. That's how come you know that you're right. It's because they have to hide it. They have to make excuses up to hide the truth, to take it down so nobody can hear it. Oh, but don't worry, you're in the land of the free. Remember, guys? Isn't that what I'll tell you? You have a right to your freedom of speech. No, you don't. Nah, I don't think so. I eat food. That's what I eat. But I look around me at what's going on, and there's some people out here that are doing good work and showing you right in your face. I mean, if you're awake to what's going on around you, we ain't got to be, you know, there are some good people out here on the tubes, anyhow, that are putting real truth in your face. Just as I've been trying to do is put real truth right in your face for the dating arena, for men, and to bring the genders back together and stop the breakup of the family unit and start turning things back around because we are the ones that have the power, not them. The only reason that them have power is because you've given them the power. The question mark is, will you ever relinquish it and start actually doing something yourself? Will you stand with masses and simply stand down and not comply with anything they say? So, it's like I told you, I had the doctor's appointment. I called down there and they said that. And of course, well, that was it. I would go, oh, no, you need to work. No, I don't. No, no, I don't. No, I need to practice non-compliance. That's what I need to practice is non-compliance. I don't agree that we should ever allow this entity that's doing what it's doing to get by with doing what they're doing. And I'm not going to stand down. I just won't do it. You think you're going to stand down, it's going to be better for you, it's going to go away? Dream on. You want, I don't know, you may just keep dreaming because that's all you're doing. And while you're busy dreaming, you're allowing it to happen. You became complicit. Now, when you find your life being destroyed by it, and you're angry and you're upset, you just always remember that you won't have no room to cry publicly about it. No, not at all. You don't have no room because you've been told over and over and over, and you didn't chose to believe whatever you wanted to believe because the majority of the time my message falls on deaf ears. I hate to say that, but it does. The majority of the time my message falls on deaf ears. And when my message falls on deaf ears, then I proceed to do what I proceed to do. Let's see here, there we are, we'll go there. And then we will go here. Audio connecting. Okay, hold on. No, I hear you. Hold on. Talk again. Yep, I hear you. Hold on, guys. Um, give me 1 second. Corey's with me, but none of you are hearing him, so stay put. Okay. I gotta exit off my damn live stream and come back up again to correct the problem. So bear with me. Even though I'm not starting it all over. Okay, who's here? So let me see where we're at here. Here we are. Okay, so who we got here? We got Corey with us now, guys.
Hey, how
And
you doing?
good, good. And how are you, Corey?
Doing all right.
And then we have the other person who popped in here. And it appears they have my information. So you want to speak and say who you are? You see the person I'm talking about, Corey?
Yeah, I see him.
Yep, they're staying quiet, ain't they?
Yep.
Yep, so you can speak now or forever rest in peace, okay? So which is it? Okay, they forever rest in peace. I'm not going to start the meeting all over, so I wish they would have said something.
Hey, their choice.
Well, they've called in. Obviously, they have the information, and they didn't announce who they are. Okay, and I can't do much about that. If they're not going to announce who they are, I'm not going to take the chance they're here to interrupt the show and troll. You know?
Exactly. You don't know who they are. You don't know if they're sent up a troll or something.
So I ended that little competition real quick, okay, because I'm not going to play the game.
Exactly.
And of course, I know with the new settings, they're not going to be able to get back into this show, and that's their own fault. The next time they might want to announce themselves instead of just having my info. Because I can take it away from you with the click of a button, and you won't be doing that no more. Because you won't have a series of numbers you have in your head right now or you got wrote down. Okay, so you just better remember that. Okay, you ain't gonna get by with throwing the show, and that was their own fault. I don't know who it was, but oh, they should have said something, man. But they chose to stay quiet, so they quietly got exited. I've got experience in this area. I run a radio show for like 5 years, Blog Talk Radio, and I got experience of what you people like to do. And so, nope, I ain't gonna give you the chance.
Yeah, I used to listen to Northwest Man used to put up before we even talked. I used to watch back in the day. You and Northwest Man put up your blogs. And it's mainly you and Steve and shit like that on the old blogs and shit. And
Oh
Warren.
yeah, would you know, Corey? So I don't know if you caught it on my channel before it got taken down. It didn't get taken down. It just got taken down from the public's eyes. So it's still on my channel. Okay, I mean I see it in my settings. It's right there with the URL, and I clicked and it plays. So it's just blocked from the entire world seeing it. And that was the report out of Germany. Okay, on the incel community and how men are dangerous to women.
All
Uh,
right. All
oh
right. Uh
yeah,
huh.
and we need help, and we're blah blah blah. And they went to some pretty good extremes, but it was scripted. I'll tell you that right now. I caught it for what I saw. But of course, I don't care if it's scripted. It's an act because they use this type of stuff. That's how they got the red flag law in for the guns. They
That's
use
so
this
crazy.
stuff for agendas. I've told people before that. I mean, I did the video and showed you and told you then what I see, man. Incel didn't just pop up, man. The word involuntary celibate was around when I came up with TFL, but it wasn't being discussed much. And a few guys would say, "Oh, you're just involuntary celibate," something like that, right?
Right.
But there was no incel community at all in the manosphere. And nowadays, it just came out of nowhere. It's got no leaders, and it's growing bigger than bigger. Well, of course it is, because it's an agenda. It was brought to you by the elite. Why do you think it's taken off the way it is? Why do you think they've been using the idol of the incels as Elliot Rogers, the actor who's still alive? And you think all this stuff's an accident? No, it's not. And there it is going on over in Germany. Well, of course it is, because it's part of their plan. This is, remember, NWO is the root cause of the problems in the dating scene. And you better not get that out of your damn brains because that is the root cause.
Oh yeah. I mean, the leader steering us down this fucking agenda. They're gonna make this fucking um incel big, and they're gonna put a lot of people in a jail cell at the end of the fucking day because it's all about being sexually frustrated for women. Then you have just a more MGTOW. A lot of them are sexually frustrated guys in denial, but they're just doing a different route. I talked to a guy. He's 21 years old. I'm not gonna say his name, but he was saying, "Oh, I'm a MGTOW, but I'm a virgin." But I'm like, okay, how? So you really are you really going your own way? Or are you really being sent your own way?
Oh, yeah, I know.
And he's a decent looking. I'm no, I'm not a woman as picky as women are, but to me, he was a decent looking Caucasian male, and he's 21 years old. But at the same time, he's a total virgin, and he's saying, "Oh, I'm a MGTOW." But it's like, how are you truly a MGTOW when you're a young cat, don't even have any money yet? I think he just got into a car wreck. His car is wrecked, total at the point. I think he might be still living at home. I think, as far as I know, working like minimum wage, just getting back to work after coronavirus bullshit happened. That's psyop. So how are you truly saying you're a MGTOW when you're women are not coming to your house left and right anyway?
Well,
How many
yeah,
women are proposing marriage to you?
I understand what you're saying, but don't be letting your guard down yet there over there, when it comes to the invisible bug. Okay, I don't want to use the name too many times in the show because then they'll cut my stream. Okay, algorithms listening for that shit.
Right.
So,
I don't. I'm sorry, my bad. I won't say the name of it anymore. I guess just say Wuhan Wiggle.
yeah, you say that or just say the invisible bug, whatever, something, but no, that hasn't gone away yet. You fucking, it's not over with. That's not, oh, that was, because that was is still here. And people are going to find that out that it's still here real soon. You know, uh, Corey, I don't know if I've talked to you since I've known this, but what does Kodak do? Do you know what Kodak does for Corey?
Kodak?
Yeah,
What?
Kodak. Yeah, what does Kodak do?
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Kodak is?
Now, I know her Kodak Black, some type of rapper, but I never heard.
No,
Never.
I'm talking about the company, the corporation, Kodak.
Oh, they make cameras, right?
Thank you. Now, they do more than make cameras, okay? Starting in 2018. And that matter of fact, they were given $750 million just recently, okay, by the government. What do? Oh, they make cryptocurrency. They make the new digital money. That's right. And I got all the documentation on it. And they have come up with the new digital coin we're going to be using here in America. Why do you think it's all over the United States that there's a coin shortage? There ain't no coin shortage. They're getting ready to take your money away from you and give you digital. You're going to have a real Kodak moment. That's right. Your money is going to be gone. It's going to be digital. It's already sitting ready to go.
They've been playing that for years.
Well, I got the stuff though. You know, they've been planning this for years. But Kodak is the one developing the new, and not the Bitcoin. The Bitcoin goes right to the Federal Reserve. Yeah, track the Bitcoin and find out where it came from. It came out of the Rothschild dynasty. Who do you think owns the Federal Reserve in the United States? The Rothschild dynasty.
Oh, of course.
Okay? This is no game. You people want to think this is a game? You just wait till they disagree with the fact you're dangerous to society because you ain't got a woman in your life and they shut off your chip. You ain't going to be buying no food. You're not going to be doing nothing. You're going to be totally messed and screwed. They now own you, slave.
Definitely, they can. Like with the guy on even though Alex Jones' show, he had the guy Aaron Russo come on his show years ago and admit that was the agenda. If you go against the elite, they can just set off your chip.
It's why, you know, it's playing right out to just how they want to do it, and nobody's paying attention. It's really going down right now. It really is. None of this that I'm telling you that I just spoke about is untrue whatsoever. It's going down right now in your face, and I don't think many of you can see it. You know, I'm just surprised how many people are unable to see it. And how many people are just complicit, so complicit. You know, that's the reason I didn't go to my doctors. Well, no, you need to put on the mask and go. No, I don't.
No, you don't have to go to
How do you
comply.
think? How do you
Bullshit.
think you're going to lose your freedom, including lose your life? Because you're complicit. I hope you're complicit with them putting a gun to the back of your head or putting a needle in your arm, and then afterwards finding out that you're very gravely sick and ill and this and that and blah blah blah. If you don't die, well, that would never happen. It's a vaccination. That's right. It's a vaccination shot that you can't sue. You can't prosecute. That's right. You can do nothing about it to punish them if the shot hurts you. Because they protected their butt and they're making sure you know that they cannot sue, you cannot sue them, or they will not be prosecuted. And no, they won't neither. They won't be brought to justice. They won't be sued. Nope. But you gonna let them put that needle in your arm, huh? That's the way I feel about that.
No, I'm not. It's so fucked up because we have no choice. They can just force us to do it. You know.
Well, you do got choice. You can die as a man on your feet fighting back, or you can die as a wimpy coward on your knees taking it. See, the problem is us, the people that have the power, not them. They have the power because everybody keeps sacrificing their power to them. I don't want to have any kind of power. I know that you're above me and you're a god, and here's all of my power, and I'll do whatever you say, bossy. That's really what everybody's doing.
Yeah, that's what everyone's doing. They're just cowering, and no one stands up, we'll all be fucked up.
Yeah, that's what, and it's sad. It saddens me because we're in so much trouble right now, and people are just viciously. You can tell they think that, oh, we're going back to the old way, the old normal. Yeah, it's becoming back to normal now, guys. Yeah, that's what it's meant to do, and then they take it out from underneath you again.
Oh, that's the plan.
You
They've been
dang
playing.
right, and they're going to too. Take it to the bank. They're going to take it out from underneath you again because you're going to let them because you're complicit.
Yeah, so I mean, we're all no one will stand up against them, so they know they can just do whatever.
Well, that's it. See, I can't say they're in the land of the brave because there ain't no brave here. All I see is sniggling little whiny cowards.
Yeah, that's just a catchphrase.
Ain't that dang right? They ain't brave. They couldn't freaking, like I said, they're scared. I mean, they are scared out of their socks just doing whatever they're told.
Yeah, that's the average person in America. You're fucking. We're a step behind. We're totally non-courageous. We're just a step behind England because England they're totally pussified. But yeah, we're just little cowards that do whatever the government says. That's
That
basically what we are.
that's what you're seeing
And
going
we're
on.
falling for this fucking agenda. I know that you kind of squash a beef with the person that won't be mentioned, but I mean you still blatantly see the whole incel agenda here
Oh,
because
I've never backed down on that. I'm not going to attack the guy no more. I'm not going to say anything as. Okay, I mean, unless he provokes it, it's not going to happen. I'm going to leave him alone. Okay. But do I say that, none of the red flags were lifted, but I'm not even going to go into that. Okay. My eyes are open. I watch, and that's the way it'll always be. I watch and see what plays out, but I already do know that there's an agenda behind Incel. Incel didn't accidentally come here. It's the reason Incel was used in the Elliot Rogers thing and the Canada thing. Okay, and it's over in Germany going on right now. They're talking all about it. Blah blah blah. With all the nasty reporting on how dangerous these men are to women, to society. Okay, see, problem, reaction, solution. They gave us the problem. Then they came along and gave you Incel. The very people that are going to use it as a weapon against you gave it to you. They wanted you to have it. Problem, reaction, solution. Right in your face, and that's what this is. And if you doubt me, I don't care. I just don't care. You're just going to find out the hard way, and you're going to, and I don't know what to tell you. I just don't know what to tell you, man. People are so asleep. I just hope that the people in the manosphere will take heed to my warnings and know that I'm not bullshitting you and this is not no game. And if you want to ignore what I say, then that's your prerogative. But I'm not going to hear no whining when crap hits the fan and you find out that some people are in serious trouble. Okay, I'm not going to hear no whining about it because you asked for it, you got it.
hell yeah. I mean, they don't see the agenda coming down the pike. They're gonna get swallowed up.
They're going to get swallowed up by it, That's exactly what's going to happen to them. They're going to get swallowed up.
I know that something was up. I went off his thing off air, and I first went to his thing on Discord. I'm not gonna say his name, but I'm talking about. And he's like, "Well, are you an incel?" I'm like, "I don't consider put myself in categories like that, man." And he's like, "Well, do you have a regular sex partner?" And I'm like, "No." Well, then you're an incel. Stop coping. So this whole agenda
Well, that
of
don't mean nothing. Okay, what if you're somebody who's not gay at all, but choosing to be alone? What if you're somebody that sees through the corruption and don't want the headache of a woman because they're seeing what's happening to all their friends around them, and they're happy being by themselves, so they choose to stay that way? What are you going to tell them? Well, you're an incel? No, you're not. If they choose that on their own, they ain't incel, they ain't TFL, they are none of the above.
yeah, I'm not. I don't put myself in try to label myself. I'm a complex human being. I don't like it's just because I can't snap my finger and get a female in this fucked up time we live in because I'm not a supermodel good looking and I'm not fucking rich, then I don't still consider myself an incel because it's just a stupid fucking label. And it's also gonna make it where I'm labeling myself that's called you type in incel on a search engine, it says misogynist hate group that hate female because they can't get sex.
Yes.
That's the whole fucking mo of it. And it's like, no, I'm not gonna label myself a broad this broad definition of you can't snap your finger and get sex because female. There was this meme. I'll put it. I'll put this meme that I found. It was a MGTOW posted this meme, and I thought it was pretty funny about how Tinder works in the today's dating scene. Let me see if I can find it in my browser. I mean, in my no, oops, I clicked the wrong thing. Let me see if I can find it. It's really funny because that's a today's dating scene, and we're supposed to be consider ourselves incel because we don't want to put ourselves. We're not getting the likes on
Well, it's just not a
Tinder.
wise. It's not a wise idea. You know, these people in the manosphere are going around calling themselves incel, and I'm part of that freaking community. It's not a very wise idea with what I mean, where it comes from and what they're using it for. Okay, and and I try to help people, so I'm trying to warn people ahead of time.
Right, definitely, and we see it coming down the fucking pike, and we
Yeah,
see
well, they can't see
in the
it. They can't see what you're showing me on the show, guy. Okay, because I have my screen up in front of it.
no, I don't,
So
I'm not. Well, I'm saying what you think about it, Bill, because I know that's private. I mean, what I send you through Zoom is private. So
yeah, well, it's very correct. You might as well go ahead and read them what you sent me.
okay, well, it shows this meme is of SpongeBob, right? And it says what an average female feels like on Tinder. It says he should be 6 foot tall plus, which is only like less than 10% of the population for one. Six pack abs, six-figure salary, and able to manipulate elements, time travel, and read minds. And then her, it shows the Patrick the starfish from SpongeBob looking fat as hell after he just ate a lot of food. So you have it's just making fun of the fact that you have very very obese women now on Tinder are ugly women on. I mean, I'm just judging them. I'm saying they're not even that. They're not even good looking them damn selves, and then they want to get a male model basically with a six-figure income off of Tinder. They feel like they deserve that. So it's all skewed. It's like the a female that's unattractive or damn self wants the fucking top with the cream of the crop. And it's like they don't even live in the fucking real world. So
No, they don't. But that's the majority of our society now. People are living in this bubble. They're not even living in reality. Men and women alike are living in bubbles. They ain't living in reality, and everybody's got sex planted in their head, and that's at the first of everybody's list. And then they can't figure out how come, and that's the reason I told you last week it started with the sexual revolution. That's the reason I give you that breakdown last week so you can understand what happened to you. And I can't make people break the cycle they're stuck up in. They have to do it themselves. If they don't see through the programming and are unable to break their behaviors, then they really need to quit complaining about the life they're living in the dating scene because men and women alike are doing this to themselves. They really are. They're their own enemy, man. They don't even know they are. I mean, and that's really what it comes
it's
down
true.
to. They're their own worst enemy and don't even know they are.
But at the same time, I think that the only thing I disagree with you, Bill, I think today women don't really have anything to offer outside of sex. I mean, really, what do they have to fucking offer?
Well, but the problem with that, Corey, is this plays into the mindset of keeping people divided. Okay? I'm going to tell you what she has to offer because it has to be both genders to correct themselves, not one. Okay? As long as one gender or the other don't want to do it, it ain't gonna happen, and then you're gonna stay right where you're at. But here's what a woman has to offer you: friendship, your best friend in life, companionship, somebody to wake up next to in the morning, somebody to talk to, somebody to hold. Okay, somebody that'll go everywhere and do anything and everything with you. Okay, this is what they have to offer. Not just taking off their clothes, not just cooking a meal. By God, you could cook a meal too. By God, you can rotate. Why should one gender be stuck to it? Oh, well, because gender roles, where do gender roles come from? The elite. Telling you what your roles are. That's where it came from. What right does anybody have a right to tell somebody else? They don't. See, a woman's got a lot to offer, but in today's society, they're not offering any of the above because they're just as brain damaged, programmed, brainwashed as the men are.
Yeah, the 1950s woman is gone basically because even women that are even like my mom more or less, where they they'll cook and clean for you and cook you a meal and everything like that, unless you fit your problems. That's over because they're just running around, running around trying to get the
Well, they
top
are,
percent of
and
guys.
and everybody's not refusing to change a thing, and they're just gonna always come up with their excuses to cover it up and say, "Well, that's just how it is in today's society, Bill." Okay, you're not gonna change it, so you have to go along with it. No, you don't gotta go along with it. The reason it's the way it is in today's society is because they've all fallen for the lies. And if you want to stay alone and stay in division for the rest of your life, just keep staying the way you are. Just keep saying you have to go along. Then you can be the oblivious freaking cause of your own demise. And that goes to men and women alike.
Yep, that is true. Uh,
Okay, I'm not going to play no favoritism here. I'm not going to cut no strings. I'm going to say it just the way it is.
Yeah, but it's like, but it's like, I mean, if I could get the 1950s woman and divorce rate, I was talking about this about some couple guys offline. If that was possible, if I could get the 1950s woman, that was loyal to me and didn't want to divorce rate me, turn around and divorce rate me instantly, then yeah, marriage would be great. But that's not the women are not going to fucking change.
You
We can
don't,
vent about it.
you know this, you know what? You don't gotta marry, okay, to be happy. You could bring a woman in if you meet the right woman and she knows what she's doing and he knows what he's doing and they're going to take the time to get to know each other. There can be none of the excuse that there's no time for that. Okay, that's the foundation. If you're ever going to have a successful relationship, you can't throw the foundation away and say that's not the way it is. Then quit complaining about your freaking house sinking, okay, or collapsing. You threw the foundation away. You're the idiot. What can I say? You can't throw the foundation away. The reality is it is both genders that are messed up from the programming, and both genders have to be willing. Okay, they really have to be willing to, and we already know. I do understand your complaint that women ain't going to because they got all the power. And I'm not disagreeing with that at all because I know that's 100% true. Okay? I've never denied that ever, not one time. The point is though just like the men, the women have to see their own wrongs too, okay? And they have to be willing to want, and it's really hard when you got a society that spent the last 40 something years propping up women and putting down the man and creating all these double standards and giving them all this power that no man nor woman should ever have.
That is true. I mean, they gave them so much power to 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 say, they can accuse a man of fucking wrongdoing, and that's the end of that. I mean, he's going to be run through the fucking put through the fucking ringer.
And that's it. And then, of course, the men become desperate. So the guys that are with women, when they become desperate, and they're allowing. I mean, Both genders are so messed up, so messed up. And you know, and I don't take back my message because my message is the God's honest truth. And you're never going to fix it unless you do the right things, and it comes to both genders have to do it, not just one. You know, if you sit here and keep lodging your complaints at women and how they're at fault for this and this and this, acting like the men have no wrongs of their own, I mean, I'm sorry, that's a very bigoted, hypocritical way to be. That makes you a complete hypocrite, an idiot, okay? Because in reality, what do you think last week I said if I could have 25 women in this chat every week with the men that are in here, I'd let it happen, man, have equal numbers? You're damn right. Because, see, the problem is it's like these guys go out and pump and dump, okay? See, one wrong doesn't fix another wrong. She acts out in the programming, the social engineering, the double standards in her power and uses that power against you. She is clearly in the wrong, okay? But you rebelling for revenge, you're just as wrong as she was. You stooped to her level. See, and when you pump and dump a woman, okay, it's no different than a woman using the guy to pump and dump. It's the same damn thing. It's nothing but usury. It's complete BS.
That's what they're. I mean, people are gonna follow their fucking program today. It's
Yeah.
sad, but that's what they fucking follow. But it's at the same time, yeah. But in the past, were men even happy back in the past in the 50s? Were men truly even happy back then? Because women were just sitting there. Because still, divorce beat men back then. It just wasn't as bad as today. You know.
Yeah, but back then, if they divorced you back in the 50s, that was before no fault divorce. You couldn't just get a divorce, you had to have good grounds. And if she was cheating on you back in them days, you'd get the kids automatically. The judge would give the kids to you because she was never awarded with the kids. Okay?
Yeah, I've heard of that type of stuff. That basically
No, that
what it
was
was.
for real. Okay? And back then, men were a lot happier, and so were women. Back then, 90% of the men and women, 90% of the men were hooked up. They had a woman. Okay, back then that's what it was. They had a woman, and you had couples that actually got together out of high school and grew old and died together. And had kids, raised their kids, the kids went away, they had grandkids, whole 9 yards. That's what it's supposed to be. And the only reason it ain't that no more is because of all the programming and the social engineering in the division. People don't know what they're doing, man, and you don't go back to old school and do what was normal to be done for hundreds of years. Then quit whining about your demise because you're playing into what destroyed you. You can't go along with what today's society says the dating scene is without destroying yourself because the tools you're using was designed to destroy the relationships. It was not designed for you to be able to have a healthy relationship. It was designed to destroy you, to divide you.
Hey, and they got that shit accomplished.
Yes?
They certainly got it accomplished. But uh, you know, but it's like you had the sexual revolution in this was it 60s, and then you have just kind of that never truly went away, and then by the time the revolution of the whole smartphone come out, it's fucking over.
Now, even before that, you had Family Matters with Urkel. Remember that show?
Right? Yeah, I remember. Definitely
Okay?
remember.
Pay attention to his character. His character was that of you're dumb, you're stupid, you're a guy.
Yeah, he's book smart, but a complete dork and idiot in life.
Yes.
And that was a whole Married with Children. Al Bundy, that he hates hates being married. Remember Al Bundy? You remember he hated being fucking married. But that was the whole programming of that.
It was. And people just pay attention to their television set and the different things that come out in movies and sitcoms and shit like that. You'll get the even commercials. Okay, there's been tons of commercials where they put the man down and made the woman to be also smart.
Yeah, they've been doing that for years. They never make a commercial where women are portrayed as stupid, but they always make a commercial where men are portrayed as stupid, or a TV show where men are portrayed as stupid.
Yes.
It's been going on for years. I mean, you had, yeah, you have just always the men as yeah. I watched a superhero TV show, and typically the feet. Well, it's a less more balanced. There's a lot of propaganda on that show because there's a gay, over the top gay character superhero in the show, and it's very annoying. And then you have just he just portrays men. And one guy, he's in love with his adopted sister in the show, and he just can't get over it. And it's just like that's the way. And then I know a guy in the military, right? He's like from fucking Australia or some shit. I'll just say I won't say. Of course, I'm not gonna say his name, but he was saying, "Hey," in his thick Australian accent, "Is it normal to get over a chick after a month later?" I'm like, I was saying, basically, I mean, it's you or you, but yeah, you gotta get over that shit after a month, man. Because people get over people. Our family member dying after a month. You know, that's the whole culture. They're making men into simps, for lack of a better term. They're making men into simps, and women are just like men. Boy, men were in the '70s, man, just going out there, going out chasing and going after whatever they want, and not giving a fuck.
Unfortunately, you know, the sad thing is I see this Jeff left comment saying they're not capable of love, care, and faithfulness. But I can actually say that don't apply to just women because men ain't neither. I'm not going to sit there and try to say, well, men are, because no men aren't. No men aren't. Because I know two women right now that I guarantee you, I know them really well. Never ever cheated, not even one time. Didn't ever went out on their man, not even one fucking time. And they were everything that he says don't happen with women. And yes, they was, and I know two of them right now, for real, in my life. Okay, so no, that's not nothing's 100% across the board. There are females, there are males out here that actually know what the fuck they're doing. It just ain't very many.
Yeah, yeah, it's rare. It's because the programming, most people are ubiquitously fall for it, and then there's people that fall through the cracks that didn't weren't a woman that wasn't a complete piece of shit that wasn't. I will never say AWOL. I will never say all women are like that. All police will come and get me, but I'm saying, yeah, I think the vast majority, good 80% of women fall for the programming and on their little fucking pedestal.
Well, the thing there is, we still have men still have themselves to blame for it because it's the men that won't stand up to the woman's wrongs become the enablers of keeping that problem alive. Okay, when it comes to the genders. And then, of course, because of the double standards and everything, the way it's been played, the way they've done things, they done it to divide us. They done it to make us mad at one another. They done it to destroy relationships. None of it's an accident. And the only way to fix it is both genders have to see through the BS and they have to come back together again. And, you know, nobody belongs to having power over the other. It doesn't matter what anybody says. No, they don't. No man should ever have power over a woman, and no woman belongs to having power over a man. But we are witnessing a time where they created the war on the genders and told everybody in mainstream media that the men were the predators, the perps, the villains, the evil people, and that the women were under attack, and the women were under attack when the entire time it was the men that were under attack and not the women. They lied to the world for freaking 30 plus years and told them how the men were so oppressive to the women. No truth to it whatsoever. There was never, no, men never was oppressive to the women. It's all lies.
Not in the concept of, not in the current fucking world. Like, yeah, you can go back maybe antiquity, but not fucking modern day.
Yeah.
So no, women are not fucking oppressed.
Now remember, I always say it's nothing's 100% across the board, and that goes even with this topic because sure you've had some assholes guys that were very bossy, controlling, and demanding, and jealous over the woman they had and abused the woman. Sure, that's happened for real. But the majority is the other way around. The majority, the man's the victim and not the woman.
Damn right, because the woman has all the fucking power of the state and the propaganda in her brain to fucking think that her shit don't stink.
Exactly. And then of course the white knights, the simps, come running in and backing up all the woman's wrongs, not caring, thinking they're gonna get some tail, some action. That's all it's about.
Yeah, it's all subconsciously for sex. That's what the white knight. Now, if your daddy's whooping your mama's ass and you stop him, it's not subconsciously for sex. But when you just see a random woman, it's not fucking family, and you run in and try to stop that shit like you the police or a vigilante, that most times psychologically for either your virtue signaling or subconsciously for sex. Like you
Yes.
don't really give a fuck about women like that woman like that.
No, they just don't. You know, and unfortunately, there's so much that's gone in. It's such a deep topic, but they better understand with what's coming down in today's society is directly linked to the dating scene, and they don't want us together. They don't want us procreating. Okay, they want us split, broke completely up. They want to control the births. They don't want us together. It's end of story, man. And this is the entire agenda, the entire time. That's what it's all about. How do you think you wound up with a manosphere full of men who can't even get a woman in their life? And guys that freaking in the manosphere that had a woman in their life and got their life handed to them, got completely destroyed by the woman.
Yep. That's a whole fucking thing of, you get destroyed today. And not to say that there aren't men that are abusive or whatever, but the whole thing of the whole no fault divorce thing is just fucking ridiculous because it's just like you can get divorced for no reason today. I don't think people should be walking around like the old school Catholics, but like, come on, you have to have a valid fucking reason. Marriage is pointless today because there is no fucking a woman can just divorce you because she see a hotter guy in fucking Tinder or in real life or whatever. There could be no rhyme or real legitimate reason for it.
Yeah.
I mean, same thing with guys too. I'm just saying, well, women just have the unlimited options. That's why I'm picking a woman in that particular instance. Men don't have the unlimited options that women have because of the programming of modern day.
Oh, no. Men don't have the options there are to. But it isn't that the men that do, what few men do have options, they're no different than the women. They're using each other.
Well, I mean, I'm not completely like so old school in my thinking. Like, I know that sex is a two-way street. Like, the woman is getting something out of the sex, the man's getting something out of sex. But what I don't like is the this honesty of the woman pretending that she's trying to bait a man into a long-term relationship if he don't want it. That it's
Well,
so
I understand what you're saying. You're talking about the people who just want to get together for sex.
yeah. I mean, if that's what the
Okay?
man wants to do, that's what he wants to do. But I'm saying, but I don't see just a person just being going out people that are just super promiscuous. I don't see them. I don't consider that using a person if there's no trickery, there's no bullshit game tactic. If they're just straight up and like, let's go get some coffee, then you come to my place and they have a fuck session for an hour or whatever. That I don't see that as usury per se, what you call usury. But I don't see, I see it as usury if you could take a chick out on like 3 dates or whatever, like a lot of PUAs recommend, and then the chick flakes on you on the third date and so she doesn't want to fuck you and goes and tries to fuck the guy that she thinks some football player, then yeah, that's fucking using. That's using.
Well, the thing is though, when it's based on sex, it's still, even if you say you're taking, taking trade or whatever, she's getting something out of it, you're getting something out of it, it's being used in the wrong manner. Okay, and it only helps to perpetuate the division between the genders, is all it does. Because it's being used in the wrong manner because you're using sex as, well, we got together for sex. We don't want a long term relationship. We don't want Okay, and unfortunately, because men and women, if you want a long-term thing, you got to become friends. But nevertheless, for the ones that don't want long-term, that are just hooking up for sex, if they're not practicing being safe about it, then what are you going to do here? You're going to have kids with somebody you never wanted to be with, and then oh, well now you're paying them child support because you never wanted to be with them, right? Okay, now you may be okay. Well, I wasn't planning on my kids. Okay, are you going to be the deadbeat dad? Okay, are you going to go see your kids and take care of your kids? Well, but I didn't want a long-term relationship. Well, then I guess you should have taken the precautions before you went and played around, huh?
Yeah, that's true because you can accidentally have a pregnancy and you're stuck with the chick anyway.
Well, texting has hurt communication. Yeah, it did. Of course, texting hurt communication. That's the breakdown of communication between the humans. You're so got all your brand new technology. You're loving your technology. And you all say you're more connected than ever when you're not. You're actually the opposite. You're more divided than ever.
Disconnected from reality. You're plugged into your
Yep.
phone. Disconnected from
You
reality.
plugged into your toys, and when you plug into your toys, you become disconnected from the real world. And then pretty soon your social skills go out the door with it. Cause see, that's a direct symptom of where how come your social skills went out the door. People spend more time texting when they could just call and say it and be done with it.
Yeah, that is true. Texting so gets so annoying because it's like I can say this in a few sentences just by voice, but yet I'm sitting here pecking at a key at a touch screen, So
You're pecking at a touchscreen to say and taking longer to say it than it would have if you just said it.
and there's so much in inflection and in tone. You could say something and someone can take it the wrong way over text when you meant it sarcastically. So voice is very um it's way better than texting.
Well, of course
Texting
it
just
is because you got the personality of the person that comes with it. So, like you were saying, you might be being sarcastic or joking around and not even serious about something you're saying. And that person will perceive what you said as being not in the light you were doing it because it's by texting, it's
yeah,
by
yeah.
typing, okay? It's not by voice chatting, it's not by really getting to know each other. Oh, well, we're getting to know each other typing to each other? Yeah, you aren't. Yeah, you aren't.
Yeah, and that's I remember that happened. So some people can get very, you can text someone a joke and they take it the wrong way and they want to fly off the handle. So today you have to be very careful because people are very moody today. So
Oh, they are. They are. There's no doubt about that. People just. In today's society, people are very, very moody. There's no doubt about that.
I saw that happened to me a long time ago when I was a freshman in college, right? And I was texting some female I wasn't even attracted to. I was just befriended her, right? And I was doing what you said, Bill, like try to befriend the female first to see if you fucking even like her before you even think of sex. So, and I wasn't even, bottom line, I wasn't even attracted to this female. Just trying to, when you go first move to a place, you just want to befriend anybody that will talk to you. So and then she flies off the handle because I make some type of joke, and she flies off the fucking handle. But it's like that can happen because it's over text. Texting, it doesn't have your fucking inflection there. So
No, it doesn't. Getting to know somebody through voice chat and seeing each other in person and body language is always. I mean, I'm sorry. There's nothing. I mean, this is the normal role of things the way they're supposed to be, but they're not. Because we have the complete breakdown of the genders and we have the complete breakdowns of communication.
and
These
so that's the whole fucking agenda, right there.
It's all right in your face. I mean, the reasons why you're where you're at is for everything I've been screaming at you. And there's only one way to fix it, and it has to be both genders to do it. So the dating scene is dead because you're not going to get the women to give up the power they shouldn't have, and you're not going to get the corrupt men to stop playing the games they're playing. You're just going to keep right on doing it anyhow. So since you're all going to keep on doing it anyhow, then I look at it for what it is. The dating scene is dead. They won. The elite won. They got you right where they want you. You all bend over, man. You're taking dry entry. You sure ain't got no lube. Oh, no, none of you guys got any lubes at all. And none of you women, no, no, you're going to have dry entry too because you ain't going to be able to get wet down there, huh? We're going to fix you too. You're going to find out you don't want it no more, huh?
That's basically what's gonna happen. All getting fucked over.
Well, that's it. I mean, in a nutshell, you can just kiss the genders goodbye. People don't even know
They're
what
gonna make it drunk.
they don't even know what they're doing, man. They just don't have the concept at all.
We're gonna
He,
have androgyny. We're gonna have just fucking no. You're gonna look at a person and not be like, is that a man? Is that a woman? You're gonna be looking at them like, what the fuck is that? You know, that's what's gonna Kirk and turn into. It's gonna turn
yeah.
into some androgynous shit. Not to just sit there and pick on gay people, but the gays are being used as a fucking agenda. You know, they're being
Well,
used
of
as agenda
course
to
it
destroy
has.
gender.
Of course
Gays
it
can't.
has.
Bottom line, gays can't reproduce. That's the bottom fucking line.
No,
And
you're not going to get a guy and a guy or a girl and a girl that's going to reproduce. Just ain't
and you
happening.
can't if you trans. It don't matter if you transgender them. Don't matter. And we had this conversation about the guys. It's like I always bring up, but it's like this is it's part of the agenda, so I have to talk about it. It's not that I just beating up on gay people. But it's like I was on these guys offline in this Discord, and they weren't incels. They were more MGTOW variety, and we're off air anyway. But they were saying like, are you gay if you have sex with a transgender and they're totally like Sydney Star and they're totally convincing? Is it make you gay? I'm saying like, yeah, so it makes you gay. And the bottom line is, they're not a woman. They weren't. It doesn't matter what you dress up as. If you put on a cape and go to the top of the Empire State Building and jump off, you're not gonna fly like Superman. You just have the costume on, but you're still not fucking that. So no matter what you dress up like. So the whole transgender thing is fucking retarded because you can dress up like what if you want to dress up like. A man can't be a woman can't be a man. It's hard to make a fucking woman into a man because you can't fucking they can't make a fake penis yet. So
Well, once you start going down that road with playing with changing the gender you are, you'll never be able to change the gender you are. You only always be fake. But what else does that line up with? All the majority of people in today's world fake as fuck.
yeah,
Because
you're
they're all
phony. Just
busy,
so everyone
yep.
knows.
They're all busy putting on a show that they have a job they don't have, or they're all busy being something they're not, and they're as fake can be, and they're busy competing against each other with our lies to outdo one another. Yep, they're all busy in their fluff and stuff.
That's the whole, that's the whole agenda because we're all running around fucking stupid as hell, falling for these agendas.
It is, and then right on top of everything that you see going on and people doing all this crap in the manosphere, you watch what's going on around you in the world and you realize how deep of trouble we're in. And then you look around you some more and you see that everybody's oblivious to it, man. They're just going along to go along. And you realize that the elite won. Okay, yes, they won. They're going to have their way with you, man. You're going to be a slave. And you're going to be a serp. They're going to tell you what you have to do for a living. That's right. And they're going to, if you don't comply, even if you disagree and you know I'm not, well, then we'll just shut off your chip. No big deal. Well, it is a big deal because that's the reason they're going to replace your money with digital money. We just shut off your chip. No big deal. You can't actually fund us no more because you have none.
Yep, they can hold the fucking carrot over the carrot on a stick routine with you. Do what you say, bitch, or we shut off your money.
Yeah.
Don't matter if you're a fucking you're a business owner with fucking millions $1 million in the bank. If they shut off your chip, don't fucking matter. The rulers, the oligarchs can do whatever the fuck they want. You know, they can just fucking say, "You're done. You spoke out against our agenda." They could do it to a Stefan. They could just do it to a motherfucker who's mainstream a lot of his thinking, but like Stefan Molyneux. They could do it to a motherfucker like that. You know, just shout out. It's like I'm a great philosopher. I'm fucking uh, this and that and the third and whatever. And I believe in this philosophy. Government's evil. They say, okay, motherfucker. Okay, government's evil. Okay, all right, sit right there, motherfucker. And they turn off his shit. He fucking starving. He like, please, I'm sorry. Government's God. Government's God. Government's great. He'll
Well, you
beg
know,
for them, and
but
then
what you just said is really how it's going to play out. If you criticize what the liars tell you, they're gonna shut off your chip, and you ain't gonna have no finances to buy food or anything. You know, and then if you don't let them shove a needle in your arm, you're gonna pretty not be able to travel. You won't be able to do this, and you won't be able to do that. Okay, and we'll also shut off your chip because we want you to freaking have that there needle in your arm. You know.
you speak out against any fucking agenda going on, dust off your shit, and you're done.
We're in a very bad freaking state right now. Our world is.
But it's a thousands and years, at least 300 years. Oh, America, the last 300 years, last 400 years. Everyone else, thousands of years in the making of the occult rulers and shit. And I don't think it's like Mark Passy says. It's like, oh, it's fucking. There's top African and Asians. No, it's largely white. Not that I'm hung up on race, but it's largely white Jewish businessmen that come from fucking the ancient European tribes that fucking hoarded knowledge and fucking made this society and made this society. And they fucking will put in the media that white men are evil, but that white men are fucking ruling the fucking system. That's the whole irony. I always laugh at myself about it because they they're willing to throw themselves under the bus to get their agenda across. They hate. They're mainly men running our society, yet they make it where men are hated.
Well, of course, you know. It is exactly what I've fucking been telling people. It's not changed, and I never, ever changed my story because it has always been exactly what I've been telling you, and I cannot fix it, man. I can only tell you and point it out. You have to be willing to use your own brains and really critically thinking skills and be able to examine your own life and examine what's going on around you and go back and examine your history of relationships to understand what I'm telling you. I mean, you know, it's deep, but if you don't do this, then there's really no point in complaining about not getting what you want out of life in a relationship because you don't know what you're doing anyhow. And I'm not trying to be an ass with anybody when I say that, but the majority of people in today's society with both genders having the first clue of what they're doing. They really
Right.
don't. I mean, you know, it's sad, but it is the reality, you know, and I will never go along with the reality that people are calling this is just the way it is in today's time, Bill. Nope, because that's the reason you all living what you're living. If you want that to change, then men and women alike have to change, make that change for that to happen. And until they're willing to do that, there's nothing I can do about it, man. There really isn't. I didn't create the problem. You have the elite at the top that created the problem for their agenda that they're carrying on with right now. In your face, they're literally carrying this out. This invisible bug is not even over yet. You mean, you
But
know, an
if it will
agenda.
ever be over, Bill? Would it ever truly be over?
Well, Agenda 21 is so huge and laid out that this is only one little strand on the spider web, like I told you, okay? So, no, there's a lot of bad stuff getting ready to come down, and it's just going to be one thing after another from here on out until they get their wants or until we rise up and stop them. And I don't see us rising up and stopping them because too many people are too dumb.
Yeah, people believe still buy the whole invisible bug thing, hook, line, and sinker, where they've seen no evidence to prove the existence of some type of little invisible virus coming from a Chinese bat somehow.
Well, Corey, explain this one to me. If this invisible bug is so deadly and so real, how come the homeless people ain't extinct?
Yeah, you would think they'd be extinct,
They
and they haven't
should
shut
they
down the
should be they
military.
should be extinct because the homeless people never sheltered in because they didn't have shelter to shelter into. They never 6 foot apart and they never put on a mask and then they don't have good hygiene because they gotta freaking find a place just to wash up. But they're not dead. They didn't get it. We didn't wipe them out. They should already be dead, all of them. They should have already died from it, you know. Just like all the clinics and hospitals that were unbusy in the middle of a pandemic. No. If it was a real pandemic, the hospitals and clinics would have been overrun. But the excuses were everybody was afraid to come because of this virus, because of, blah, blah, blah. That's just a lame excuse if I've ever heard one in my life.
They'd be
Be-
packed. They'd be packed,
you
and they
damn
wouldn't.
right.
I remember when it first hit. This guy, channel called Truth Virus, he showed an independent journalist showing that the hospitals were empty, and the virus had just hit. And this is back in like April or March, and the virus has just supposedly hit. Yeah, Chris Cuomo coming on the air saying, "I have coronavirus," and he's totally looks as healthy as a horse. Looked like he could run a marathon. For white guy in his 50s, look like he can fucking run a marathon. Looks healthy as a fucking horse. Supposedly he has a deadly respiratory virus. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I don't see how people can't see through the bullshit.
No, they just go right along with lie after lie after lie.
To go and leave, I have got to tell them, oh, there's not many cases in my fucking hometown. But it's like, motherfucker, the whole thing is bullshit. The whole thing is a bunch of bullshit for a fucking agenda of this Jesuit Tony Fauci pushing this bullshit for his fucking agenda.
Yeah, there's going to be some heat going there. That's going to be another show for the people. Oh, Tony Fauci, that'll be a new show for the people.
Oh yeah, Tony Fauci. There's a photo of him. This channel that I really like called Wise 1984. Wake Up is 1984. I've been subscribed to him for years, and he comes out with these cool videos every once in a time that expose the truth. And he showed Tony Fauci in the fucking. There's a photo, paparazzi photo of Tony Fauci in a fucking baseball stadium, with his mask pulled down below his fucking chin. And it's like, wow, this motherfucker is not even. If it's supposed to be so dead, he's right beside two people he's with, a female and a male, and he has it. They have their masks all the way pulled down to their fucking below their chin because they know it's because if you're running the hoax, you know it's bullshit
Well,
for a fact. You know.
well, the thing is if you've watched anything that's gone on the last couple of days with Tony Fauci, you'll realize that he was being supposedly grilled in the House up there in the Senate. Okay, and they play and switch and bait. Now they're telling you that the mask isn't really good for you and you should buy the shield mask, which is the all plastic one that covers your whole face. Okay, this came up in this bullshit that was going on.
That's
And
more bullshit. So that makes it where you totally can't breathe in that thing. That thing sounds like a total fucking you can't fucking breathe.
well, no, you'll be breathing, but now you got a glass freaking face shield from your chin clear up, okay, over your eyes and everything. Now why would I even go there? I'm not going to entertain that idea. It's all a complete BS, but it's another show. They're going to attack Tony Fauci publicly. You watch and see. He's going to be attacked publicly, but okay, in the media and the everything. He's going to be slammed to the ground because it's part of the show. But don't worry, he still ain't out of the picture just because he's slammed to the ground. He will never be brought up in any kind of prosecution whatsoever.
No, they control the courts. The Jesuits control the courts. Yeah, he's not gonna brought on any type of charge.
No, because it's all part of the Hollywood act, the show. But get ready and watch. You're going to see it happening. It's coming your way.
I believe it. I know that they it's a fucking hoax and they don't give a fuck about us.
They're just switching bait tactics. Just like the election, wants to see how it plays out. They mailed out all the mail-in ones, and they got all the controversy over how that can be, how people could tamper with the voting system. And then Trump's not in favor of that. What do you want to bet they're going to tell you got to vote online? I'll bet you they're going to tell you can be doing online voting.
Well, voting's been rigged since the fucking beginning.
Of
It's always
course it
been rigged.
has. Of course it has. You're not picking. The elite picked who you're fucking even voting for.
Yeah, they picked the fucking candidates and they picked the final winner. They picked both.
They picked both and always have. Okay, the voting is nothing but this
Oligarchs.
mirage. It's the mirage. It's the hologram. It's the dream that you're free and you have a choice. That's what that's about.
There's no choice. I call them the oligarchs because they're a small cabal of psychopaths.
Well, they are. I mean, here's your choices, Corey. You can choose between Jeffrey Dahmer, Ted Bundy, or John Wayne Gacy. Which one do you want?
I guess John Wayne Casey because maybe it'd be a little funny.
You know?
Because he's a clown, you know. He's a clown. He dresses like the Joker first before he kills me. So I'd probably take that one.
Yeah, see, there's your new leader. John Wayne Gacy for president. There you go.
It'll be a little better before I can die with a smile on my face as a fucking clown is killing me.
It's retarded, but I don't know what to tell people, man. We got a situation under that's out of control in society, and we're watching all the shit just blindlessly, blimplessly going along with it.
Or you can't be socially distant, Bill.
Yeah, I know. Well, don't worry. I've seen reports on that too, and you got freaking people trying to tell you right now. You even had a cop saying it on video, freaking on TV. And I don't even watch TV. And this is out of Texas, and he was telling you that we're putting our people in our house at risk because we're going to our jobs and we're going out and shopping and we're coming home and you got somebody in your house that's elderly or underlying conditions that are in risk. So therefore, you're gonna have to stay 6 foot apart in your own home, and you're gonna have to wear a mask in your own home. This is
Motherfucker. I'm not
uh
dead
and
ever.
then they were even measuring out the footage of a home and how many bodies are living in that home, and if they think there's too many bodies for this much footage to keep your social distancing in your house, that they want to take people out of the house and relocate them now. Okay, there you are, relocated right to a damn FEMA camp or a prison cell. Oh, but don't worry, it's for your own safety.
That's
Because
ridiculous,
because
bro.
we care about you.
Are they really going to try to monitor people's? I mean, the government's crazy and the elite are crazy. The oligarchs are crazy. I know that, but are they really going to try to enforce social distance in people's private domiciles and private homes?
I wouldn't be surprised if they try to go there. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I don't put anything past these damn psychopaths.
Me either. I know they're fucking evil. I know they're capable of a lot of crazy. You know, so I don't put anything. I'm not shocked. Put it that way. I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked by the hoaxes they pull off. I'm not shocked by the whole fake ass Wuhan wiggle. And I'm not
It'll
invisible
be, it'll,
bug,
it'll
whatever you want
be,
to call
it'll,
it.
yeah, it'll be just no different than what's always been said, man. Hayden caught it. It's gonna be dating by far. You're gonna get your girlfriend, man. You know, Corey, I got lucky this week and I had a face date.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. If you can even get that with these picky female today, like if you're not fucking, you're gonna look at you like Quasi the Hunchback of Notre Dame if you're not a male model. So Good luck. Good luck even getting a date from afar. I went to a party the weekend ago, and not last weekend, but the weekend before last, and they were like, "Oh, female," and someone smacked them on the ass while they were twerking. They're like, "I didn't give you permission to touch me." I'm like, "What the fuck?" But hey, that's the whole delusion of the feminist female. They do something blatantly soliciting sexual attention, and then they are mad when they get it. And they're not really even mad, but they just have to pretend this feminist front of, "Oh, we don't like fucking sexual attention," even though we go outside in hot pants and dance around like a fucking retard.
Well, Dean's saying, Bill, it's the elderly that are scared of the invisible bug. Okay, not so much the younger crowd. Well,
That's true. My parents are afraid of it.
outside of the protesters, I would say overall that's true. But we still have a percentage of the younger crowd that have fallen hook, line, and sinker into it. Okay, but the reality is by the time they're through the second round, even the younger crowd would be thinking there's a virus because they're probably going to drop real ones on us, and people are actually going to get sick of all ages.
They can easily put a real virus out there, or they can fucking just begin to continue the hoaxes or continue to misdiagnose common cold as a deadly disease.
Now they'll
Common
just
cold?
they'll just the second round they'll drop some real bugs on us and they'll tell us it morphed. They want you to believe that it actually morphed into something else.
You
So
have to
I
remember
would
the,
say
the
my personal opinion is the second round's coming. I'm suspecting probably January, February. I know there's people staying a lot sooner than that, and it could be sooner than that. But the only reason I suspect January, February, because that puts you in the middle of the flu season again, and it's the opportunity to go ahead and launch something else just before a vaccination would ever be put out. Sure, it could happen sooner than then, but I've got a feeling they're going to wait to in around that area right after the so-called phony election, and then ramp it up again. But the only thing I can say is we got to play it out and see because I'm only giving you my opinion on the exact timeline because I can't give you the exact timeline, okay, other than what my opinion is. That's all
yeah,
I
of course,
can.
you don't have a crystal ball, and nor does anyone. Only the oligarchs themselves know the true what the true game plan is. None of these little truthers on YouTube, whether they're legitimate or shills, Mark Passio, Zach Hubbard, none of these motherfuckers know. They'll pretend they know, but none of these motherfuckers really know unless they're working with them directly to know what the true plan is.
Well, I think they're pretty much telling you already because these people that are working for the elite, pushing truth in your face from the elite, like David Icke and Mark Passio and Alan Watts and so on, they're all pretty much parroting the same thing, okay? And you can bet you it'll play somewhere in that ballpark, okay? I'm not going to put a date on this stuff, but I do believe they're going to actually drop some real bugs on us. We're going to have the second round. I'm positive of that, okay? And they're going to attempt to lock everybody back down. And when they do, if you look around you in this country right now, they're already talking about there's several different states already talking about we're going to lock back down again. That's already being pushed in mainstream media. That's because they're preparing you for them to tell you they got to shut down again. And if people got any brains in their head, they're not going to shut down. They're going to not comply. Non compliance. If you comply, you can just bend over and kiss your lily white, whatever color, bums you got on the back end of you, kiss them goodbye because this just means that you're so willing to become a slave. You're so willing to have all your rights taken away from you.
That is true. Your rights are fucking. They've always been wanting to chip away incrementally. Even the Second Amendment itself, right? It says it's not being infringed, but infringing is incrementally encroaching on your rights. And they
That's
do it. They
that.
chip away day by day, hoax by hoax, shooting by shooting, event by event, they slowly but surely take away our fucking rights to the point to where we'll look up and have no fucking right.
That's exactly it.
A right to be killed and be hurt off in a fucking jail cell. That'd be our fucking right. But yeah, but I'm gonna go ahead and it was good talking to you. I was gonna go ahead and get off and go smoke a cigarette. But yeah, it was good talking to you, Bill. But
Okay,
I'm gonna let you
Corey.
before I close up the show on your own. But yeah, it was good talking to you.
Yep, okay. You have a good
All
one
right,
then.
you
Yep,
too. All
bye
right,
bye.
good night.
Okay, guys, back down to just me again. That's the way it goes. You're gonna probably have a short night tonight because I pretty much almost said everything I wanted to say. I like to hold the shows longer, but recently, summertime, people are enjoying themselves and they're out doing what they want to do with their lives. Okay, and that's fine with me, you know. If I don't have callers, I'm not. When I run out of stuff to say that I want to talk about, then I leave because this is where other callers coming into the show actually makes the show go longer because they bring up other topics and it becomes more of a conversation. You know, when I'm by myself, I say what I feel, I say what I gotta say, and then I leave, and that's the way it's gonna be. You know, I'm not gonna change on that because that's the way it is. Corey came in here, carried it on, and I can't tell other people to come along. That's totally up to them. And so, therefore, you know how it is. And I know that Dave's going to be in the middle of moving, so I don't expect him to be here. Okay? And I see this all the time, these people who are worshiping Steve Hoka's feet. I watch them every week come into my show and beg for Steve. It just blows me away. You can tell him a million times if you want to beg for him, go to his channel and beg for him, okay? It's like anything else. Yeah, he has his life outside of this. He has his life outside of the internet as well as I do. Yeah, I'm looking at that while I. Why will you not make a channel on brand new tube? Well, I've never heard of brand new tube, so that would be a good reason not to make a channel on there, right? Because I've never heard of brand new tube. Okay? I've made channels on other platforms. I've made more than one channel on YouTube. Matter of fact, there's two channels that are still up that are my channels that I can't even get into because I'm locked out of them. That's right, YouTube has a sense of humor. They locked me out of them a long time ago. And that's the TFL War channel. Yep. Yep, that's right. Okay, and then we have TFL Truth. Yeah, the Warhammer. TFL Warhammer. That was that channel. TFL Warhammer and TFL Truth. I'm locked out of both of them channels. They're still up. I still have a little bit on TFL Warhammer, and there's quite a few videos, quite a selection over on TFL Truth. Okay, but I've been locked out of them channels like forever now. Can't get into them. I tried everything possible, man. They just beat, fixed me, locked me right on out. Okay, then of course my original channel, my first one ever up, the 122460, that's been gone a long time. Then there's 12246002, that's been gone. And then a TFL 6001, 61. And of course that's gone too, right? Yeah. Them are the channels that YouTube shut down on me completely. And now I have what's gone on here recently on this channel. And the live streams recently have been going downhill on the length of time because I don't got as many people wanting to come and participate. And I think after being locked in their homes and through the winter, they're out enjoying their summer and their little bit of freedom before they get locked down again. And hell, I'm not going to blame them for that at all. I'll still come up once every freaking Saturday night. When people start coming to the show again, the shows will go longer. That's how that works. If people don't come into the shows, then the shows will be shorter. That's how that works. Okay? That's all I can tell people, and that's where I'll stick with it. You know, and I'll stay just that way. You know, but I don't mind because it is what it is. And whoever the other person is that attempted to come into my show earlier, obviously they had the ID number and they used it to come in, which is fine. But the updated Zoom gives me a little more power than I had before. And when they didn't want to speak, I removed them because I wasn't going to have them troll me, because this is how I got trolled before. You know, and I can always change it back up again on you where you could not have an ID number because it'll change all the time. Okay, so you know. And whoever that was that came in the back door used the old number that I had put back up again, and I'll just change that out and you won't have it. But I didn't have to, because once I remove you, you can't get back in unless I start a new meeting. And because I'm doing the show, I'm not going to be starting a new meeting, which means you've been evicted from tonight's show completely. You know, it'd be a wise thing for you to let me know if you got my information and you're going to come into my show the other way. Because if I don't know you're coming and you don't speak, you know, and if you are a troll, you'll last about a whole 2 seconds and you'll be gone. And you won't be back. I won't have to keep removing you because you can't come back once I remove you. I like that part of the update, because before they could keep coming back over and over, then I'd have to exit the freaking meeting and then go in and change the setting on it and then come back up again and keep them out. But I ain't even got to do that no more. All I got to do is remove you once and it's over with. You can't get back into that meeting. So I do like that part of the update that they've done here, because it definitely is making things a bit easier. You know, but that's just the way it is. Well, I can understand that I know Steve, okay? But because we know each other on a personal level and we have each other's phone numbers, don't mean we talk all the time. And it doesn't mean Steve doesn't have his own life and doing his own things, okay? It doesn't mean any of that. You know, he shows up here when he wants to show up here, not when you dictate he shows up here. And when you come to my show on Saturday night expecting Steve to be here and getting mad because he's not here, that's not my issue, that's your issue. Okay, that's your problem, that's not mine. Steve's his own person. He'll do things he wants to do on his time, not yours. Nor mine, okay? That's just the way that is. You know, Steve's his own person. He's over there doing his own thing, man, and that's all I'm going to tell you on that one. On the incel thing, I'm not going to back off on what I've told you. The incel was brought to you by the elite. That's the reason it's growing bigger. It's because it was brought to you by the elite. And the people here on the YouTube that are going by the name incel and hanging out in them communities, you are hanging out in a spot that's going to get you popped because you're just going right along with the agenda, the trap. That's what it is. Incel was brought on here. It's an agenda by the elite. You can take that to the bank, because I already know it is. So it's not a wise idea to be hanging over there. And I'm going to say it again. TFL and Incel are not one and the same, never have been one and the same, and never will be one and the same. TFL doesn't promote violence in any fashion or form. Never have and never will. What I tell people is the God's honest truth. I fucking want to see the division go away. I want to see the genders back together again, but I can't make it happen because I'm just me. Hey, I've spoke to incels when I'm speaking of the dating scene topics. And when I tell you what incels really about and where it came from and you don't listen, it ain't my fault, it's their fault. I wouldn't advise anybody to run around on the internet calling themselves incel. You're going to be in a cell, all right, because there's going to be a percentage of you you're going to be used. And you're going to be an incel. You're going to be inside a real jail cell or a real prison cell. That's where you're going to be. So you will be in a cell. You got to understand, I'm not joking you on that. Incel is brought to you by the elite. And the best thing you can do is stay the hell off of it. Because, no, I can understand men's anger, but I also can understand women's anger. I can also understand what's happened to us because I know exactly what's happened to us. And I know what the cure is, and I can't make the cure happen because it is the only cure. And if we, men and women alike, can't make that happen, then you've all lost. All of you, men and women alike. Because I cannot fix it. I can tell you what needs to happen to fix it, but I can't make it happen. Whoever said that I said you were trying to fight us, guys, me and Steve Hoka, where did you get that from? Did you just reach up your anal and pull that out, or what? Please tell me where I said them words. See, you can't place words in my mouth and try to make everybody believe I said something I didn't say. Because this will go up on YouTube when the show's over, and they'll never hear me say what you just opened your mouth and said I said. Nobody ever said that you were trying to make me and Steve fight or anything like that. I never said that once. So you're just saying shit out your mouth that ain't even true. Yeah, it's the barn finds guy. You're delusional if you think trying to fight you guys be my ass. Okay, BS. I just because I asked where Hoka was? No. I told you you asked where Hoka is, and I told you straight up that I don't talk to him every day. Mr. Hoka knows when the show is. He knows where it's at every week. If he wants to be here, he'll show up. And if he don't want to be here, he won't show up. But I see guys constantly every week who come in here, where's Steve, where's Steve, where's Steve? I even got the guy that comes up every time Steve comes on and first one to comment section when it goes up saying, Steve starts this many minutes in. Man, you talk about being possessed with one person. You know, I just look at things for what it really is all. Steve's a good man. I like Steve. I don't control Steve. Steve does what Steve wants to do, like Steve always has and always will. I just know I come up here and say what I needed to say, and then I get the hell on out of here, and this show's about over. Okay, because I don't see anybody else calling in. Okay, and I'm not going to play games with people. Last week, the show was really messed over clear up through Wednesday. On my end, anyhow. We'll see how it goes this time. There's not too much I can say or do. I suspect this code comes in or they lock us down again, and Saturday night there'll be a lot more people here. But until that time happens, when I got nobody in here, as I've said 100 times before, we got so much coming down in this world right now. Dating seems the last thing you need to be worrying about. And when you don't know how to treat each other properly anyhow, why even worry about it? Because anything you can accomplish in a relationship ain't going to work out neither, because too many people, women and men alike, don't want to change their ways. So why go there? Literally, why? Why do I want to go there? I'm not going to. You have to start realizing I've been telling you the truth and not lying to you. And if you don't want to see it, I can't make you see it, so I'm not even going to bother. And when it comes to the guys in the manosphere that are calling themselves incel, they better take my warning to heed, because I'm not lying to you. I know what I see. That's going to be a hard one to accomplish, Dean. Because to create another currency, we have to be able to sell it on communities where they're willing to accept it to trade for stuff. And then once that happens, then you're going to have criminals coming with guns and troops to try to take it away from you. Because these criminals own the monetary systems they're currently controlling you with, and they don't want nobody having that. See, what has to happen is the people need to just stop complying and take freaking these bankers out of position, like the Rothschild dynasty and the Rockefellers and the J.P. Morgans, and take these bankers completely out of position, create their own currencies, and start using their own currencies regardless of what anybody says. That's the only way you ever take it away from them. And it's going to have to be in numbers. And you got to be willing to put your lives on the line to protect the new currency, because these idiots are going to try to take it away from you. You know they will. They're not going to just willingly want you to do it. We can do it, and it's what needs to happen. What needs to happen is we all need to stand down. And we need to create our own currency when they go digital and say, you can be digital all you want. This is what we're using. And let the people decide. If they decide their own enslavement, then that shall be. Be a slave, idiot. Be controlled. Yeah, I agree with that. They want population reduction so bad, I agree with them. We should start with all the elite and all the scumbags that want us dead, but we'll get rid of them, and then we can stop with the population reduction plan because we got rid of the scum. That's why I feel about that, because anybody that thinks it's their right to kill other people is out to lunch in their head. They're done out of their damn mind. And unfortunately, that's the elite. That's the people running us. That's the people Trump answers to. The Rothschild dynasty, the 13 families. But there's not much more I can say, guys. I've been up here just short of 2 hours. Nobody else is probably going to be calling in. I've pretty much said what I want to say for this week. If more people want the show to be a little longer, then they need to anticipate. Remember that, okay? So if you want to anticipate and have longer shows, make sure you anticipate the show for that to happen. As long as that ain't going to happen, hey, I'm not going to stick around. I've pretty much said all I needed to say. I could talk about a lot of things, but I'm not up to it unless I get company in here, so. But hey, I'll be back next week. I always am, right? Uh huh. I'll come back up next week. Of course, unless I'm not here, right? If I'm not here and I'm deceased or something, then I won't be here, okay? But other than that, I'll be here next week. And if you want the shows to be longer than what the night show is, then you might want to consider about getting in my contacts list and be willing to speak out and come on the show and start talking. Because that's what people come here for, anyhow. It's not just me. It's because we get other people coming here and we can get good topics going when we're doing that, okay? But when it's just me, man, and I'm solo, then that's just what it is, man. So be lucky you got the time you got, okay? And I'm going to get out of here and I'll be back next week, and maybe next week we'll have more people. I guess we'll wait and see. Bye, guys.